Zadande ni Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are talking about Ninjago. And yes, I know that a lot of you guys probably watched or follow me on Twitter and Instagram and probably already knew that this video is coming and are, needless to say, excited to see what I'm going to be talking about. But the fact is that Ninjago as a whole is not necessarily something that everyone should watch. But there are parts of it that absolutely are extremely important. Ninjago, for one, is one of the best anime that ever existed. And you can fight me if you don't think that's an anime, because I swear it is an anime. Especially the early stuff. Later stuff, yes, I will admit that is a cartoon. But in truth, Ninjago is as much of an anime as Avatar. And we all know that, yes, Avatar is an anime. And you can go watch a whole bunch of videos that will say the same exact thing. But honestly, Ninjago is one of the greatest shows and really important to me, just in general. Firstly, Ninjago has honestly one of the best stories that there is. Starting off with just telling the story of how these four dorks came together and worked together to become ninja, to become honestly some of the greatest heroes in their universe. Probably, yeah, the greatest heroes in their universe. Getting to see them work together as well as working alongside that of someone that was their enemy, that of Lloyd, and seeing him grow up to become a better person, to become eventually the Green Ninja, and getting to see all of the different characters from Ninjago is honestly so awesome. The story, yes, is good, and yes, most fans do agree that at certain points the show falls. Like, some fans, like myself, started to not like it when they saw that, oh, they're not using the golden weapons anymore. Well, it's time to leave the show. But in actuality, if you actually stayed on and continue to watch the show, many of these fans still love the show to this day. But honestly, I think the biggest aspect, the biggest point that drove a lot of fans away was the character design change. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically, when the Lego Ninjago movie came out, they decided to change all of the characters' designs. I think it was all of them. I don't know. The point is that they changed a lot of them, and that drove a lot of fans away. It All of these characters who it had fallen in love with for multiple years now had the crappy Lego Ninjago movie thing, the look that they had in that, and it, like I said, it drove a lot of fans away. The Lego Ninjago movie is considered by most, especially myself, to be one of the worst things that ever was created by Lego. Maybe not the worst, but it's high up there. It's really high up there. But the show in itself is still a fantastic story. Not to mention the freaking opening. Like, let me be honest, everyone loves Weekend Whip. Everyone. Like, if you've heard it, you like it. It's just a fact. Like, I don't. Maybe if you've only heard like small part of it that they play at the opening, maybe you don't like it. But from what I've heard, everyone who's heard the entire version of the song loves the entire song and will continue to frickin' watch the show just so that they can listen to the song, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, it's honestly, like I said, one of the greatest songs that was ever created. Oh boy. But that's honestly not all. Ninjago has interesting things. Like I said, Ninjago is important to me. And obviously, I've talked about shows that are really important to me and video games that are really important to me. Things like the Dark Cloud series, Kingdom Hearts, and countless other shows and anime, movies, video games. Why do I say that Ninjago is the most important show to me? Even though it's nowhere near my top favorite shows, like in any category. I mean, sure, if you were to make a category called ninja shows, sure, yes, it would take its number one spot there, maybe. But why is it that all these times I keep saying it's my favorite show? Or it's the most important show to me. And that is because of the simple fact that it inspired everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. In all honesty, this entire channel would not exist without Ninjago. At all. Like, when I say at all, I mean at all. Like, Electro Ninja, that was inspired by Jay. Yeah. Like, my. Let me just explain this a little bit. So, around. I don't remember which season, but early into the Ninjago stuff, there was a very small video game that most Lego fans around my age are very aware of and are still upset that it no longer exists. That of Lego Universe. And holy crap, if Lego ever re-release that game, I guarantee that it will gain just a shit ton of people to just all go into it. And sure, a ton of them are going to be adults and stuff, but it was one of the most important things to my early life. In fact, yeah, the main reason for it, though, was because of the Paradox. Most of you guys may not necessarily know who the Paradox are, but basically they were the ninja group, the ninja class, faction, whatever you want to call it, in Lego Universe. And I dove head straight into it. And Lego Universe quickly became my favorite game. I was subscribed the entire time, played it nearly every single day on my shitty computer, which I still have, by the way. But I would play it on my shitty computer, as well as my mom's computer, which could play it way better. And I played it nonstop, basically. And as far as I'm aware, everyone loved this game that ever got the chance to play it. But for some reason, the game just stopped out of nowhere. No one was certain why. It just ended all of a sudden. And I was upset, to say the least. And that's what got me into other MMOs. My parents realizing that I'd been playing, knowing that I love this game, realized that I should still be able to play some MMO. So they allowed me to create a character on World of Warcraft. Yes, I did say that. I played World of Warcraft because I stopped playing Lego Universe. And again, I played the crap out of it. Got into other games like DCUO, Star Wars The Old Republic, and just a whole bunch of different games. And on top of that, I also started to get more and more into Japanese culture, finding out about certain games like Nino Kuni. But I think that this was around the time that I actually started playing the freaking Dark Cloud. And yes, I did start playing Kingdom Hearts before then, but Kingdom Hearts 2 took over my life around this point. On top of that, I just started falling into more and more games. But for some reason, that name, Electro Ninja, just stuck with me. And Ninjago stuck with me. Eventually, as I was playing through Ninjago, or playing with Ninjago and all that stuff, I started to hear about this new game that was coming out, that came out, and tons of people were playing it. I had friends who were saying, Minecraft is great. And yes, I jumped into the Minecraft bandwagon pretty early on, started watching YouTube videos, and that's when YouTube started to kick off for me. Just seeing all these people who were doing amazing things with Minecraft, specifically Dan DDM and many, many more. Like, I know Dan was like one of the biggest influences of me for me, but yeah. And of course, my username was Electro Ninja. Around this time, I started to come up with this idea. This idea that took the aspects of Ninjago, the tornadoes of elemental power, but I decided that instead of using the special moves that they were doing, instead it would actually be the power of spinning. Someone could literally spin so fast that they would kick up whatever element that they were strongest in and create an elemental tornado. It was no longer what the ninja were doing with their special moves, which were actually like, seriously, if you guys don't know this, in Ninjago, the characters aren't spinning. They're actually doing very specific moves as they're supposedly spinning, and that's what's creating the tornado. But in this aspect, they would actually be spinning, and that was the power spinners, which I decided would be on the exact same planet as the elemental guardians, which was a huge aspect to create, honestly, one of the biggest foundations for Sting's Adventures. Yes, Sting's Adventures is more about the humans with powers that it was originally, and then eventually grew into them being the humans and everyone who doesn't have powers being the homans. But these aspects conglomerated to create something special, to create a universe for Electro Ninja to live in. And that's where the lab was created. The lab started being made because at the time when I was first starting, I was almost certain that I was going to be going into a video, or not a video game career, but a inventing career, a scientific career of some sort. And because of that, I wanted to take that aspect and created Electro Ninja's Lab, a channel that I didn't know what it would be eventually, but I fell in love with it. I started making YouTube videos about just stupid things, the adventures of Electro Ninja, and it grew. It grew into this channel that you know of today. Yes, I 100% believe that without Ninjago, all of this would never have existed. Would I have gotten into anime? I doubt it. Because honestly, while I did fall in love with anime in later life, in high school, it wasn't. I don't think that I would have made the friends that I did that introduced me to anime without Minecraft. And because of the fact that I got into Minecraft because of Ninjago, I don't think anything would have been the same. In fact, I don't think I would have gotten into YouTube. Like, watching YouTube for years. Like, seriously, I started watching YouTube pretty early, still in middle school, not exactly certain exactly when, but I was watching YouTube in middle school because of Minecraft. And when I did that, I then decided, you know what? I'm going to create my own YouTube channel and call it Electro Ninja's Lab. And at this point, yes, Ninjago had left my life. Yes, I still enjoyed watching the show whenever it came up on Netflix, but a new season came up on Netflix, but it wasn't there in the forefront anymore. Instead, other things were taking my attention. Things like Minecraft and other video games. Kingdom Hearts was getting closer and closer to Kingdom Hearts 3, and I just knew it. Other games I was falling in love with. I now had a PS3 and would eventually be getting my own PS4 just a few years later. So many things have changed just from one little show. There are many things in life that inspire us. And I think that's the important thing to know. Not necessarily that Ninjago is the best show in our lives, but instead that as we grow and become adults in our lives, since many of you who are watching my videos are adults like myself, are watching this and thinking about our future and realizing what the heck are we going to teach our children. I think the most important thing to realize is that one of the first things that we should teach them and show them is that of TV shows. The TV shows that they watch at a young age change them so much and inspire them to do so many things. Yes, showing them the shows of our childhood are important. Do not get me wrong. Showing them the movies of our childhood or the childhoods of our parents are so important. But the other importance is to let them watch the shows of their generation. Do you have kids now and are trying to figure out what show to let them watch? Maybe think of Miraculous. Maybe My Hero Academia, or countless other shows that are inspiring people nowadays. It may inspire them to do something incredible. It may not even necessarily be something to do with the show. They may grow out of that show extremely quickly, but that show has inspired them to do something. Be it anything. Even the worst shows that you will watch will have meant something to you. Even your relationships, anything you do in life has a meaning, has a reason that it exists in your life. It is the reason that we become who we are today. We we fall in love with these shows and they shape our entire lives to become something that we never thought we would be before. I mean, honestly, look at who I am. I'm a stupid nerd who just loves to watch crazy shows about superheroes and romance. And I am a guy, a very straight guy, and a Christian. And I watch these stupid things and talk to you here on YouTube. And I love doing this so much. And all of that, like I said, started with one show. One little show about ninjas spinning. I know it's stupid and I know it's hilarious to think about. But honestly, show Ninjago some love. And also, of course, think about your future children or your children that you have now and think about what are you going to show them to show them that this world is truly something to behold. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. And if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you are new or you just simply haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell because it really does help us out a ton. And apparently only about 10% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So yeah, please subscribe. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. And of course, check out our merch store because I'm currently working on redoing the entire merch store, and I hope that you guys will enjoy the new merch. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you have all enjoyed this video. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!